Well, it's Christmas Eve, December 24th, and I made it to Witherville, Flying J. Good price on diesel, $2.99 cash, $3.05 credit. And as soon as I crossed those two tunnels, you know, the snow disappeared and we are back in the summer. I think it's about 50 F probably. And I almost ran out of time because the curfew starts at 12 o'clock noon. And time now is like 12:05, so I was here like... I was turning into the truck stop and it was basically 12 o'clock. But I wanted to get to this one because there's another one earlier, right? Like 3 miles back, because I plan to climb on this hill. Basically behind me, there's a big hill. I don't know if you can see in the mirror. Big hill. And because then you have a beautiful view, like how 77 turns from there, and you know, with that big mountain in the background. And I remember I was trying to take a picture from the top, but back then I didn't have like a tele zoom lens, but now I do. And that's the hill. The hill starts to see right behind my truck. And so the machine is still on the trailer, everything is cool, nothing was moving. And I just went through those two, you know, tunnels, and they are quite low, but since I double checked my my height quite a few times, so I was positive that I was legal height, just, you know, wide. And so I just had to go in the middle, was waiting for a break in the traffic, and then just put my flashes on. See, like this one, right? And then of course I had my rooftop light. That's my flashing light on the roof, and I have to turn them off, lights in the back of the trailer. And one of these states, either Virginia or West Virginia, they all require you to have your actual lights on. All the lights must be on the truck and trailer. And so I just have them on when I have oversized load, just to be sure. And it's just, the progress with this trip is very slow. And so yeah, I lost 2 days because of this load bridge monitoring. In West Virginia, there was one bridge that required low impact monitor. That's a fancy word for escort, like government escort car. And you have to book it in advance. And I booked it on Friday, and the earliest available time was Monday 8:30. And also this monitor requires an escort car, like a civilian. And so I got that one for $175, because of course, like the bridge, it's not even a bridge, it's like an overpass, maybe 30 meters long, 100 feet, but you need two of these. You need the government vehicle and you need the escort. So the low impact monitor added was already factored into the cost of the permit, which the permit for the West Virginia was $500. See this at the bottom? $500, what, 16 cents, and partially because of the $150 for the low impact monitor. You know, it's $20 basic fee, 10 miles 232, turnpike 97, low impact monitor 150, $500 plus 175 that I paid. Actually, I didn't pay. I tried to get money out of the cash machine, and my stupid Canadian card did not work, didn't give me any money. And then I tried to buy coffee at McDonald's. The same debit card again, declined, even though I used it before. So I know my bank really does not like it when I try to take cash at the bank machine in the States. So I'm gonna check if it's, I'm gonna try to use it inside again, inside the flange. If it doesn't work, I gotta call them. They probably put a block on my card again. I hate these guys, you know. Each time I call them, I say, hey, you guys know what I do for a living? Why are you always doing this? Because, you know, they're afraid that, oh, on the computer, a transaction pops up, you know, somebody's using my card, let's say in Ripley, West Virginia, right? And then all of a sudden somebody's using this card in Witherville, Virginia. Like, what's going on? And so I always ask them, so you guys know what I do for a living? I'm a long haul trucker. I'm always in the States. Half of the time I'm traveling all over this. Oh yeah, it's in your file. Then why are you blocking my card, you know? Anyway, so at least I did this. I did this because today was a curfew, right? Today you only have till 12 o'clock noon to drive. And so that was a big deal to cross that bridge, because if you don't do it, it's already on the permit, right? If you don't call them and if you don't wait for that low impact monitor, you know, they will report to the actual DOT, and the next time you might have trouble getting a permit, you know, you might get a big fine, and so you have to do it. And so I lost 2 days because of that. And now the other permits that I got Virginia and I got South Carolina. And I'm like, you know, my geography is not 100% for US, but I think there's another state between South Carolina and Virginia. And they said it's still pending. You're considered a super load. Basically over 120,000, I think. You're considered a super load and goes to the supervisor, so it takes a longer time. And then I said, okay, so what about, I need three more. I need North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And Florida is just, you know, between the border with Georgia and just Jacksonville, where I'm going, right? And so I asked him, I said, what about, because they're open today, what about Georgia and Florida? And she says, okay, I logged in. I cannot do anything today, but I put in all the data. And she says, I saw that in Georgia, your certificate of insurance expired. So what do I have to do? Okay, you need to ask your insurance broker to send this certificate of insurance, like with the new insurance info, because my insurance renewed when? Well, a couple of months ago, right? In September, I think. And so the insurance broker has to issue the certificate of insurance, just a one-page thing showing my coverage, but it also has to name Georgia Department of Transportation, or Department of Public Safety, rather it's called, and and it has to show the address in there, their mailing address. It should name them as certificate holder. So you cannot just send them a generic certificate of insurance that I have plenty on my computer, but it must show it must show their name. Certificate holder, Georgia Department of Public Safety. And so I emailed that, as soon as I stopped, I emailed that to my insurance broker, and I got a response saying, yeah, I received, your request is received. Please note, we close at 2 o'clock on December 24th, and we are closed December 25th and December 26th. Which means that if I don't get the certificate today, my transport company, the permit company opens on Wednesday. So if I have the certificate, they can start working on this Georgia permit, right? But if I don't have the certificate, so I have to wait another day till these guys reopen. It's like it's a nightmare, you know, like as soon as you clear one obstacle, another one shows up, and it's all delays. And just like I told this guy, the freight broker, I said, this will take 2 weeks. Oh, why do you think it's going to take that long? I said, you will see. So Captain Sergei is smart with these things, like especially on the holiday. Well, you know, I'm making money, he's paying money, but they only give me like a couple $100 for sitting, because the shipper was it was delayed 1 day, but nobody will pay me for all this time, you know, when I'm sitting because of permits and escorts. And, well, what do you do? There's no loads now, you know, on the load board anyway. I did get one call from, I clicked on their load description, and of course they can see that on the load board. You know, when you click to see the details, they can see who clicked, and so they call you. Oh, somebody from your office, from your company looked at my load. All right, so what do you want me to do? Like, did I call you? I hate when they do this, you know. Did I call you? Like, probably if I looked at your load, but I didn't call you, there was something wrong, right? What is it? Tell me about your load, since we're on the phone already. Well, it's 44 feet long. I said, wait, so it requires 44 in the well? Oh, yeah, well, that's why I didn't call you. You know, they're so desperate. As soon as somebody clicks, because I can see like the general stuff, you know, like where it's from, where it's going, the rate, if they put down the rate. But I see the length, I see what kind of trailer, but if I want to see details, I have to click on that line, and it opens up another window, and that's when they can see on their computer. If they sign up for the service, they can see who looked at your load. But if we don't call you, probably there's a reason. Like, what? I look at your load, I want to do it, but I'm not sure, you know. Like, what kind of strategy is that? Like, from the sales standpoint. Anyway, I'm next to truck wash, so we're gonna see lots of cool looking, clean trucks, and of course, you see the roads are all dry. So this is a good time to wash your truck. And of course, the truck stop is half empty because all normal people are, you know, are at home with their families, celebrating the approach of Christmas. And my only wish for this Christmas, all I want for Christmas, is to be able to deliver to the port before the end of the year. Because Wednesday I can probably start trucking. Oh, and one more thing, I think it's South Carolina. Basically, yeah, Wednesday I can start trucking, but I can only go that way and then turn this way on 77 South, and I can only go towards the border with North Carolina, right? Because I have a Virginia permit. And by the way, well, I don't think it's gonna expire before 26, because you're gonna watch that too, you know. Effective expires January 4th. Oh, we're good. So, because some of these permits, you know, they expire like in 3 days, and that's another obstacle, another problem you should take care of. And so, yeah, because I don't have the North Carolina permit, Wednesday I don't even have to rush too much, because I can only go, what is it, maybe 60 miles, like 1 hour south, and I'll stop. There's a small truck stop in Fancy Gap. They have a barbecue there. It's always empty. I like that place. It's like, I think it's mile marker 7, so it's like 7 miles north of NC line, you know. But if I do get my North Carolina first thing in the morning, then, well, actually, I don't think I can enter North Carolina anyway, because South Carolina says that the curfew starts today, Monday, at 12, and it ends at 12 on Wednesday. Like, lots of states allow you to start driving Wednesday at sunrise, or even 30 minutes before sunrise, but South Carolina says you have to wait till 12 o'clock, basically 12 o'clock noon on the day after the holiday. Like, the same will be like January 1st, you know, or probably January 2nd. And so I suspect that North Carolina has the same rule, because usually, you know, neighboring states have similar rules. But here, Virginia, I can start driving in the morning, but I'll have to double check that in my little heavy haul Bible book, you know. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll try to do an update because I'll be walking around these mountains over here. But probably not before Wednesday. So be well. Enjoy opening all your presents. Captain Sergei out.